You do not know what you are asking." This is the reply of Jesus in today's gospel to the mother of the sons of Zebedee, James and John. Now, if you remember her request, and Mark, by the way, has the sons of Zebedee make this request themselves. But either way, the request is that the two of them sit on either side of Jesus in his kingdom, on his right and on his left. And Jesus' reply is fitting for many reasons. First of all, it's literally true. She doesn't know what she's talking about. As the request implies, she seemingly has an earthly kingdom in mind with a physical throne. Yet, as Jesus elaborates, we also see that this mistaken perception also means an unawareness on the part of James, John, and their mother, and actually, as we see all the disciples, there's an unawareness of precisely what kind of kingdom this is. As Jesus implies by discussing the cup he must drink, a cup of suffering, the way to get to this kingdom is not through self-aggrandizement, but through the cross. Additionally, this episode stirs up some controversy and debate among the other apostles over this idea of honor, which causes Jesus to reprimand them. He reminds them that in the kingdom and in the church, leadership is not about making one's rule felt. We can say authority is not about authoritarianism. Rather, it's about service. Now, this passage is at the root of the theology of ministry. In fact, it's where we get the idea behind that word, which implies service. In Latin, the word ministry comes from the word minus, which means less. So service is about humility, and ministry is about humility. Now, in the church, we often complain about the various ministers God has sent to us and critique whether they actually follow this vision of Jesus. However, I think it's a much more useful and fruitful exercise for us to look at ourselves and to ask ourselves, what is our ministry in the church and in the world? And do we take it up with an attitude of service, or do I take it up as one that seeks stature? Looking again at the passage, we can really talk about bad timing. In the narrative, Jesus has just predicted his passion and death a third time. And we can somewhat feel his frustration that this idea of stature and honor is the thing that the apostles are worried about, rather than having their mind on the bigger picture of salvation. Yet isn't it the same with us? Often we're more worried about how we're perceived by others than by the work the Lord has placed in front of us. So let us today use this passage as a reminder that our motivation for doing God's work must be to serve God and those God places in front of us, and not to serve ourselves.